Hi Kate, can you tell us about yourself, what you're doing here, what has been your past experience for the past 5 years?
My name is Kate Knuth. I'm a state representative from Minnesota. I represent a suburban district just north of the Twin Cities. And I have been in the House for 3 years. I'm an assistant majority leader. I serve on a lot of energy and environment committees in the House, and I've worked to pass a lot of clean energy and climate legislation in Minnesota. And at these talks, I'm here as a mentor to some of the Will Steger Foundation youth delegates, and I'm also taking part in several panels and side events as a state legislator, talking about the work that states have done to help address the climate challenge.
So what are your goals for being here at the UN climate conferences? What do you expect to see come out of them?
Well, my personal goals are to learn and observe as much as possible, to help interpret that and to be an idea-bouncing, thought kind of provoking presence for the delegation, and also to communicate the good work that has been happening in the States and the United States, so I think other countries can understand that there are a lot of people taking action on climate back in my country.
So do you expect to see something binding coming out of the treaty, or what do you expect to occur with all the work that's going on?
We're at the beginning of the second week, the second day of the second week, and I think there is clearly a huge desire and I think belief that something binding needs to come out. The talk is politically binding and then legally binding at the next talks, and I think that there is a huge amount of pressure to get some kind of agreement coming out of these talks because of the significant number of heads of states coming in the next couple days, and the amount of work that's gone into these talks and the upswell from that. And those two combined, I think there will be something meaningful coming out of these talks.
So aside from what would be coming out of these talks that you're expecting, what do you think that we need to do at home in order to come full circle and make these actions actually reality?
Well, I think we all need to take a responsibility for taking personal action. When I say personal action, it's more than reducing your energy consumption and doing the personal things we all need to be doing, but also engaging with and understanding the political process. I really believe in citizenry and civil society having a huge role in the political decision-making process at all levels, and it's exciting to be part of that process here at the international level. And I think when we all go back to our home cities and states and countries, we need to be continuing working that. I think of myself as a citizen legislator, someone who's there to make decisions and decide on the laws and budgets of the state, and at the same time there's a citizen communicating and interacting with the rest of the citizenry around the issues we're working on. It's more government as partnership rather than government as provider or problem, I guess you could say.
So in particular, what do you think the youth from the U.S. can do in order to encourage our government and our leaders and support them into continuing these efforts?
Well, I think the youth presence here at the talks has been amazingly powerful. They're very well organized. They communicate creatively and on issues that are relevant to what's happening at the talks. And I think because of how youth interact with, or how youth have a role in political decision-making processes, not necessarily elected or delegates or parties to a convention, but they need to be that much more creative, that much better organized, that much smarter about what they do, and I've seen that here. And the reason that I think makes it effective is strong organization within the youth coalition, a real commitment to certain goals and agreed upon goals, and then being creative about how those goals are and views are expressed. And so back home, I think youth here have that experience of that powerful of an organization and recreating that around the United States and communicating to local, state, and national elected officials, and also helping support those local, state, and national elected officials who are already leading. I think will be very important.
So Kate, just as a side note, can you tell us about what age you started working in the government?
Well, I started running for office at 24. I was elected at 25, and I'm now 28. So It's been a busy few years.
That's great. Thanks, Kate.
Thank you.